Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today we are covering Tarot, which I believe came out in 2024. I wrote 2024.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's right. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. So, as like the last episode, I am drinking the Republic of Tea Thinking of You tea. And it's got peppermint, chamomile, orange peel, creamy vanilla flavor, and wintergreen flavor.
And I am also doing a repeat of Republic of Tea's Stressless Winter Mint. And it has organic peppermint, natural lemon extract, organic lemon peel, organic spearmint, organic lemon balm, organic licorice, ashwagandha root extract, lemon juice, lemon verbena, and organic wintergreen flavor.
And then we are using our podcast mugs.
Yes. You can find these on our Teespring.
Yes.
I have Tea First Then Screams.
And I have Please Don't Kill Me. But thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So, the summary of Tarot is about a group of college students who stay in an Airbnb and they stumble upon an old tarot deck and start to use the cards, and they find out that they are cursed. So, what a bad coincidence.
Coincidence. I'm sorry, madam. They broke into a locked basement that had a sign that said private keep out.
No, they kind of deserved it.
Oh, 100%. This is the consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
Also, bad form to use a tarot deck that is not your own. That's a no-no. No.
So for entertainment. So Jess was the one that picked out this movie, and we watched it together. And I will say, this is a fun movie. Like, the tarot deck creatures are so creepy. Mm-hmm. And it has really good tense moments.
I loved the drawings on the cards, though.
Yeah. The drawings are, like, creepy, but also, like, beautiful, too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They're morbidly beautiful.
Yes, morbidly beautiful. So I rated a 7.5. This is definitely, it's definitely dances between a 7.5 and a 7.75, but I just can't quite give it the 7.75, mainly because it does kind of go into the territory of like generic horror movie story. But like I said, what really makes this movie sell, at least for me, is the actual like tarot deck, like the design on it was really unique and creative, and then the actual monsters are really creepy. And it has, like I said, some pretty decent tense moments with the characters trying to escape. And it was also interesting how it kind of like slowly unraveled with like them finding out about like how they're being picked and what monsters are going after them and all of that. So, but yeah, it's like, it's a scary movie. So, you know.
This one's kind of hard for me to rate. I feel like it wasn't as strong as the movie we reviewed for last week. But the humor in it's decent. There were some cheesy moments, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And there was a fair bit of movies got a movie.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's a fun movie. with some darkness.
Yes.
So I'm going to give it a 7. I couldn't quite give it a bit more. Because again, I don't think it was quite as strong as last week's movie. But it was really good. I did definitely enjoy watching it. The characters are varied enough that you can tell the difference between all of them, which is nice.
Yeah.
They weren't all super cookie cutter. I feel like a lot of the relationships between them were fairly mature.
Yeah.
Especially concerning like the breakup between the two main characters. You didn't get a whole lot of that tension and malice with the breakup.
Yeah, they seemed like both like resolved.
Yeah, they were
for the most
they were
part.
kind of hurt,
Right.
but they were mature enough to at least act civil
Right.
and even cordial at a lot of times around each other and their friend group. So they didn't like snipe at each other all the time. There were a couple snipes here and there, but it wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't like super uncomfortable for everyone the entire time, which is nice and appreciated.
Yeah.
And they also didn't make the overarching theme of the movie entirely about them.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Which is also nice because, to be honest, most of us don't care anymore. Like, it was fine for a few other movies, but when you make every single movie the same thing and it's all about saving their relationship and all, we don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't care. There are times when we just want to watch the slaughter. Am I wrong? I want to watch the darkness. I came here to watch a horror movie, not a rom-com.
See, I like the stuff leading up to the slaughter. Like like the tense moments, and I like seeing the creativity around it. And so that's why I'm disappointed when they're just like, "Oh, you're dead."
Yeah.
It's like I like seeing what they come up with.
Yes, and they do have some good tension leading up to some of the deaths.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like some of them were a little bit forced.
Yeah.
Like the chick on the bridge.
Yeah.
Like they clearly told her, maybe don't run.
And then she immediately runs.
Immediately bolts.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
And you're hearing things and you're like, don't run. Like, that's exactly what I told you not to do and warned you not to do. Also, there's safety in numbers and we were safer in the car, even if it's not running. Like, maybe don't go anywhere. And then death.
Yeah, those are definitely some movie
Oh, yeah.
moments.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. There's a few things in the realism that took me out of it a little bit, and it's just so frustrating. Of course, they have the semi-generic older person that has knowledge of what's going on and tells them what's going on and then dies.
At least they kind of gave her some background, though.
With zero help either. Like, she did absolutely nothing to help them. Yeah. Even though she had supposedly been preparing for this for decades.
Yeah.
And immediately just death. Cool. Awesome. What was the point of view again? Oh, yes. Exposition. So, but that's cool. The interactions between the characters is decent and doesn't feel, for the most part, forced. It feels fairly organic.
Yeah.
The creatures that appear are varied and interesting, and they do actually go along with the cards themselves fairly well. Mm-hmm. A couple of them are a little bit cheesy and a lot CG. But on the whole, they're done fairly well.
Yeah.
Fairly. I had to laugh a bit at the fool. Creepy as he was. Very well done. Very creepy. But there were some scenes that were like, oh, the CG is showing hard there. but very well done. You do have a lot of tropes, like trying to burn things and it won't burn. The lady again that has exposition and says, "I've been preparing this or for this for decades," and then dies immediately with zero help. Certain characters' deaths are like, why would you do that? It was hugely movies got a movie.
Yeah, like there are some deaths that felt, I guess, a weird way to say it, but earned. And then other deaths are just like, oh, this is just
Kind
for
of
the
forced.
convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the plot.
Yeah.
Like, it was strictly plot.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I wish they would have been a bit more accurate, I guess, in keeping with like how things would work police investigation wise. Because I feel like, again, that's some movie got a movie moments there with especially like the first chick being called an accidental death.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that in the realism. Promise. But it's just certain little things like that that just... Why?
Yeah.
So, but on the whole, it's not as dark as I expected the movie to be. They have a fairly decent balance, I feel like, of comedy and tension and darkness in it. So
they do a good level of entertainment where they have the darker part for, actual scares and being spooky. But then like the comedy to like, just keep you enwrapped in the slower parts and stuff.
I do feel like, though, it went from 0 to 100 like that, though.
Yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot of progression. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really feel... I mean, towards the end, it definitely increased. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like a gradual increase. Yeah. It just was like...
And it all happened in the span of, what, like 3 days?
Yeah.
2-3 days?
Yeah. It was over a very short period of time.
So Curse works fast, damn.
Yeah, so it's like, this movie definitely has flaws that they could have done a little bit better.
I feel like they could have upped the tension just a little bit more and the anxiety of not knowing when something's going to happen.
Yeah. It's more like whenever it was coming after them, it was coming after them rather than like...
And there also was no order to it.
Yeah.
Because you would think with this kind of thing, it would have happened in the order that they had their horoscopes read. But that's not how it happened. It went after whoever was convenient at the time, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Whoever was alone and it was convenient.
Yeah. Yep.
So I feel like that could have been done a little better too. Or explained at least a little bit.
They didn't really give you a whole lot on the rules behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for realism, like really it's more the character interactions that kind of held it together for the most part. So I think I'll give it a 1. Because it is, a lot of it is plot convenience.
It is. The whole movie is.
Yeah. And I mean, especially like breaking into someone's basement and then breaking into their stuff.
It felt almost like Cabin in the Woods, like choose how you die kind of thing with all the stuff in their basement.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, okay, regardless of whether or not they're renting and they feel like they have a right, it's like, I would be afraid if I did that of having the homeowner like charge me a fee.
Yes, you're in breach of contract at least.
Yeah, like at minimum.
And you're going to be charged damages.
And then at most, have like the police involved.
Yes.
Because they could be like, oh, did you take something? Like,
you're
what did you do?
You're officially trespassing, breaking and entering at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is like really, like how it gets set up in the first place is already shaky.
Yes.
And then, how each of the characters well, not like all of them, but like, you know, the
A lot
running
of them,
chick
yeah.
and yeah.
And the magician chick. The one that willingly climbs into the chest. The suspicious as hell chest. Absolutely not.
Like, oh, look, a chest that's human sized.
Yeah.
And looks like it could be a part of a magic trick.
Yes.
And could be stabbed in.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Totally not gonna find me here. No way this could go wrong.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like the remaining people made smarter decisions. Kind of. But
the guy that got the hermit card that got hit by a train, he could have made better decisions too. Yeah. Like, he could have not even gone that direction. But he's like, there's a light over there. I'm gonna go see it.
Go into the light. Yeah.
But a movie's got a movie moment. And then he kept just making stupid decision after stupid decision after that.
Yeah.
At that point, when he got hit by the train, I'm like, yeah, you kind of deserve that.
Yeah. So it's like, if you would like movies where characters are smart and make good decisions, this is not the movie for you.
This one will probably
have
annoy
to
you a little bit.
Throw that
Not
out the
all of
window
them.
and just sit.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
Some of the characters make somewhat decent decisions.
Right.
But on the whole, you're going to be like, why? Why? I also give it a 1. Very proud of you. I appreciate that the characters, again, the main 2 characters were rather mature in trying to power through the awkward situation of being there with their friend group after they had just broken up and it's still raw, but also not announcing it until like they kind of had to. Otherwise, their friends would just keep questioning it because that was weird how it happened. So they explain it, but they were very mature about it. Yeah. They're like, it's cool. They tried not to make it all about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And take away from the birthday celebration celebration.
Yeah.
So that was actually rather refreshing.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. We don't see that often in movies like this. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
I do also appreciate how when Paxton and the main guy, I can't for the life of me remember his name, the Leo guy. That's all I remember. Are at the house talking about the breakup and all. Paxton is like, we could do a book club. We could make pottery. Like, we could go to a spa. We need to have a spa day. And I'm sitting here like, yes, absolutely. Let's please normalize this because guys need self-care too. That's so refreshing. That's very, very nice. And then they went downhill with, we're out of alcohol, let's look for the owner's stash. That we should definitely not take, even if we have access to. Mm-hmm. But also, let's break into their basement that has a clear private do not enter sign, like keep out sign. They break the door. It was locked. For a reason. They break in, go down there, rummage through all the stuff. They open a cabinet that the tarot deck was in. Like, the thing was in a cabinet in a locked basement. So it wasn't like it was just sitting out on a table for them. They had to actively find it.
And see, it's like, they could have easily just had it where that was the case, where it was just sitting there.
They could have. But no, this is why I have, like, zero sympathy for most of these characters, is they actively did this. This is the consequences of your actions.
Which I do feel like a lot of horror movies do try and do that. It's like they want you to recognize that what the characters are doing are bad.
Yes.
And the result of that act.
Yes. So it's just again, using an unfamiliar deck is a no-no. Like, honestly, you're actually supposed to get your own deck and not even really necessarily use one that someone else bought for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you're supposed to basically be drawn to the deck that you use. So, kind of some gray area. Like, if that was the deck, if I was to say, look at Amazon and be like, I'm kind of drawn to this deck and someone got it for me, that would be one thing. But it's just, you don't pick up some random person's deck and use it. That's not a...
There's a lot of other things you should
That's like a big
pick up
faux
if someone
pas.
else says and use.
Fair. I wasn't gonna go there, but sure, why not just make it weird? Okay.
You know, I gotta up at a level.
Yep. Okay, so again, Ladder Death Girl ruled as an accident. How? She had the ladder slammed down on her multiple times.
Yeah, that was crazy. Now, I could understand if she fell and
broke her
died.
neck. Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Sure, whatever. But no.
Right.
There would have been a lot of perimortar bruising and fractures and things
Yeah,
that would
that was
not have
ridiculous.
happened from one fall. That's not how it works.
And see, what bugs me about these types of horror movies is if they just change the kill or the story just slightly.
It's just a slight adjustment.
Yeah, just
But
slight-
also, not even with just that. It's the fact that she was on the phone with her girlfriend
yeah.
moments before, and she's like, I hear someone. I'm gonna go check it out. I think someone might be home. And she had also had, a little bit before that, a weird interaction. She's like, I think someone might be here, but I'm not sure. Like, the ladder's down. I'm gonna close it. And then she's like, I hear something again.
See,
Come
and
on.
they could have just twisted it like, this is why we need to make a horror movie. They could have it to where, and to me, it might actually be scarier, is if she's like going up to the attic to get down like decorations or
Yes.
something, and then it's sitting there waiting for her, and then it like does the thing, or and then
ladder
she falls.
to success.
and-
If she's getting decorations for like a congratulatory party or something, I feel like that would have been more in keeping with it.
yeah,
Because she said you're climbing the ladder to success, but you might need to slow down. So,
yeah,
yeah, they could have done it a little differently, and it would have made a bit more sense and been less questionable.
yeah.
I could vaguely see how the next guy's death is ruled accidental. But aren't there conductors on the train? Like, someone has to drive it.
Yeah. But it takes a long time to stop a train.
It
It's
does,
very
but
difficult.
they said he was found the next morning. Like, the body was found the next morning
Yeah, he
by
would've-
someone working with the real...
Now, what I
thing,
don't
and
know
they-
about trains, because I know they have controls on each side, but what I
Yeah.
don't know is if they change, like, what direction, if the conductor then has to go to the opposite side.
I'm not
or-
sure.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
why I had some questions
I would
about
assume
that.
so, though. So they should know. Like, I would
Yeah.
assume they would want to be in the front, so that way if there's an obstacle, they can at least
exactly.
attempt to
Exactly.
stop it. Yeah.
They would need to be able to react to it. So that's why I was saying, shouldn't someone have noticed a guy going splat a little sooner than finding the body the next morning?
Yeah.
Just and then they all figure that the horoscopes are coming true. So why would the girl run when the friend clearly warned her not to?
Yeah.
That would be a bad idea. Paxton leaving makes no sense apart from Movie's Got a Movie. That is the only reason I can think of. Because he was real big on let's stick together. These are all coming true. He was 100% on board with these are all definitely coming true. We need to stick together. and watch each other's backs and all. And then all of a sudden he's just like, nope, I'm going to hole up in my dorm
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Because that's a good idea. I put the creepy AF fool though. Well done. Bit cheesy here and there, but overall nicely done. Burning things like a tarot deck, I kind of equate to burning a Ouija board, which is a bad idea because that kind of leaves a doorway open that you can't then close. I mean, if you're going to try to burn something like that, at least put some like salt in there. Salt is very cleansing and is supposed to help protect against spiritual things like that. No attempt at sage or anything. Just, we're going to try to burn it as is. And obviously that doesn't work. The lady that comes in trying to help she says she's going to try to separate a spirit from a cursed deck with some crystals, some etching on the ground, and no salt. Once again, like, at least make a salt circle around you to help protect or anything. I don't know if the crystals were charged. I know I'm a giant nerd. But I just feel like this is a recipe for a bad idea, and it was. She bites it with no preamble, just immediate death. Zero help whatsoever. Again, why the hell would the chick crawl into the chest? In the magician scene, the chest basically had a neon sign that said, "Bad news, go ahead and enter here." Like, this is how you die, crawl in. Yeah. But sure, let's just continue with the plot, because, we only need a couple of the characters to survive. Paxton lives because, once again, movie's got a movie, and that was part of his horoscope, is that he comes through in an unexpected way for his friend, in the form of a ride.
Well, and it was predictable, too, because it's like, you don't really see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every other one, they had actually shown the death. Or at least blood splatter indicating the death in the case of the train.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of horror movies that kind of do that.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, if they don't show the death, they're probably alive.
Yeah, we're really skeptical now. Like, Pixar, it didn't happen. Like, we need the scene showing the death, or it didn't happen.
Evidence.
And also, they are 100% going to be taken in for questioning regarding the deaths of 2 more of their friends, and the helpful old lady, and random destruction of property to the rental place. Because now, not only have they broken into the basement and broken that door, they have etched into the flooring those different symbols and things. There has now been fire damage. And also a window was broken through.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole bunch of random destruction to that property. That they're now going to have to answer for. Along with the deaths of random people that they all seem to be connected to. So, good luck with that. Cool.
Yep.
I do like, back with Paxton, that they did explain how he survived, because we were both sitting there like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So glad they explained that. He is definitely a lucky bastard with plot armor. Which is the only reason why he's alive. You cannot convince me otherwise. He has plot armor. Nice, shiny plot armor. But, yeah, that's what I got for that.
Yeah, like, I feel like overall it's worth a watch.
It is. It's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yes.
Not realistic at all.
But it may not be, may not go down as a classic horror movie. But it is fun.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us today and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below. But also, I wanted to ask in the comments, if you have seen this movie, let us know which one was your favorite tarot card monster.
What was yours?
I think the
I have a follow-up question too.
Probably the I think is Death. Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
And what was the scariest one for you?
The Fool was pretty scary for me, but it also it's like parts where it's hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely did a good job of being really creepy.
I think the one that freaked me out the most was actually the Hanged Man.
Yeah, the Hanged Man was pretty creepy.
Just how they did him
Yeah.
and his design. It reminded me of a cross between like a Wendigo from like Until Dawn and the Tooth Fairy creatures from Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that was well done. And the way he moved, just
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
he was a problem.
Yeah.
But I think overall my favorite might actually have been the devil.
Yeah, I like the devil a lot too.
I really liked how when he was being dragged into basically a hell pit, all the different hands and everything, how terrifying that would be. Like, how do you fight against that?
No, yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Like that, they definitely did a good job in making them seem dangerous.
Yes.
Like extremely dangerous.
They were all a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was really good. That was well done.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Republic of Tea available. It does not affect the price of the tea. It just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye.